Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. My name is Nur Iman Shweta binti Nur Syafuddin, matrix number AS12188. So today my group will present to you guys about evolution of Pteridophytes megaphils. First will be introduction. Pteridophyte is a broad term used to describe a group of seedless vascular plants. Pteridophytes do not have seed or flower either. Instead, they reproduce via spores. Pteridophytes are considered as the first plants to be evolved on land. Both pteridophyte and the seed plant have megaphils. Megaphils are broad-leaved with several strands of vascular tissue. Second will be types of pteridophyte. First is wheat ferns. Wheat ferns are represented by the genera Xylotum and Themysciptec are native to tropical and subtropical regions. A horizontal rhizome gives rise to above ground stem and repeatedly fork. The pumpkin-shaped sporangia are borne on short side branches. The two Xylotum species resemble a wishbone because they have no leaf. The two or three of Themyscipteris have appendages and that some maintain and are reduced megaphils. Second will be horsetail. Horsetail consists of one genus, Equisetum, and approximately 15 species of distinct seedless vascular plants. Most horsetail inhabit wet, marshy environments around, and horsetail have a rhizome that produces hollow, rib area stems and reach a height of 1.3 meter. Equisetum can be branched or unbranched, with many leaves and have been megaphils at one time, but now are reduced and form whorls at the knots. The split-like, slender, green side branches make the plant bare and resembles a horsetail. The stems are tough and rigid because of silica deposited in cell walls. Many horsetail have strobili at the tips of all stems. Others send up bluff-colored stems that bear the strobili. Equisetum spores are sensitive to humidity and are spring-loaded. When conditions are right, the spore has been known to be ejected and travel upward of 2 miles in an hour. Third will be ferns. Ferns are most abundant in warm, moist tropical regions, but they can also be found in temperate regions as far as north as the Arctic Circle. Ferns have megaphils, which are commonly referred to fronds. The leather-leaf fern has fronds that are abroad to subdivided leaflet. Those of a tree fern can be about 1.4 meters long. Some species live in a dry, rocky places where areas have adapted to an aquatic life. Sporangia are often located in clusters or sori on the underside of the fronds, where they may be shielded by thin protective structure called indicia. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so I will present on differences between megaphils and microphils. So for megaphils, they have broader and several branches of vascular tissue and multiple veins and branch. So if you can see here, the branching veins in the leaf. So for microphils, they have a narrow and single strand of vascular tissue and unbranched single vein in here. So for the megaphils, they have leaf gaps between the leaf and the stem. And for microphils, they have no leaf gaps. So for the megaphils, they occur in angiosperms, gymnosperms, and the front of ferns, while the macrophils occur in lysophytes and hostels. So for the evolution of macrophils and megaphils, I will start with microphil evolution first. So the smooth stem, they have the vascular tissue in them. So the innertion will occur. So the innertion is basically the outgrowth of the stem, and the vascular supply will grow into the innertion to support the growing innertion. So finally, the macrophil is formed with one vein. So for the megaphil evolution, the main stem will branch into two equal branches. It is called dichotomously branching stems, and then overtopping will occur where unequal branching form, where there is thicker main stem, and dichotomous and branches where it is thinner side branch. So after that, planation will occur where it is branching on the same plane. uh, and webbing of side branch system will occur, and finally megafield is formed where there is many veins and branch veins.
Okay, now I'll presenting about friend life cycle. Friends. What are friends actually? Friends are widespread group of plants that are well known for their attractiveness. Ferns are most abundant in warm, moist, and tropical regions. Ferns also have megaphytes. There are three types of fern, which is leatherleaf fern, tree fern, and hard-tongue fern. Leatherleaf fern has fronds that is broad with subdivided leaflets. Tree fern can be 1.4 meter long, and hard-tongue fern are shrub-like and leathery. Next, before we learn about fern life cycle, I want to show to you guys about fern structure. The first one is fronds. Fronds are the leafy branches consisting of leaflets called pinnae. On the other side of some pinnae are spots that contain spores, but not all fronds and pinnae have spores. Spores are tiny structures that contain genetic material needed to grow a new fern. Spores are encased in structure called sporangia, which sometimes clump together to form a sorus. Sorus is actually plural for sori. In some ferns, sporangia are protected by membranes called indusia. And ferns also have rhizome and roots. Now, how actually the fern life cycle happens? Starting with the fern, as we recognize it, the sporophyte, the life cycle follows these steps. First one, sporophyte produce haploid spores by meiosis, the same process that produces eggs and sperm in animals and flowering plants. Secondly, each spore grows into a photosynthetic protalus, which is gametophyte, by mitosis. Because mitosis maintains the number of chromosomes, each cell in the protalus is haploid. The third one, each protalus produces gametes by mitosis. By mitosis, meiosis is not needed because the cells are already haploid. Often, a protalus produces both sperm and eggs on the same plantlet. Within the gametophyte, sperm is produced within a structure called an enteridium. The egg is produced within a similar structure called an archegonium. Next, when water is present, sperm use their flagella to swim to an egg and fertilize it. The last one, the fertilized egg remains attached to the protalus. The egg is diploid zygote formed by the combination of DNA from the egg and sperm. The zygotes grows by mitosis into diploid sporophyte, completing the life cycle. So for a quick review, sporophytes are usually diploid and they have meiosis event to produce spore. This spore grow into a haploid gametophyte, and this haploid gametophyte is where gametes are produced. So the sperm and egg are produced here, and fertilization is achieved. And that's all for me. Thank you.